When a woman wants a break from the relationship or a breakup, the worst thing that you could do is try to convince her otherwise. What do most men do when their girl wants to end or a break from the relationship? They try to convince her that she shouldn't leave. They'll beg for another chance, they'll plead for her to think it over, or they'll lay out a very logical argument as to why she's making a bad decision and why she shouldn't end the relationship. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you should know that I always recommend against begging and pleading, partly because it just completely turns her off. But calmly laying out a logical argument should be fine, right? Well, no, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Now, if you're new here, I think it's important to understand why you should never beg and plead for another chance. I mean, all of this is rather counterintuitive. You love the girl and you certainly don't want the breakup, so why wouldn't you try to convince her, right? We hear it all the time. If you love her, then you should fight for her. And even women hear this when it's the other way around. I'm not sure where that idea came from. Probably came from romantic comedies and continues to be perpetuated in society like so many fairy tale ideas about love and romance. But when you, as a man, are begging and pleading for her to not leave you or to give you another chance, not only does it make you come across as a weak man, which women find to be very unattractive, but you're typically confirming for her that she's making the right choice. I'm Erik Peterson, and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for Skill of Attraction. And if you need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at soa.fm. Click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. And while you're there, be sure to register for the website so you can be a part of the community and learn even more about women and attraction. And perhaps the best part, it's completely free. That's soa.fm, SOA for Skill of Attraction, and FM because it's fucking magic. Now, it's a bit different when she's breaking up with you because she believes that you don't care, but I'll explain in just a bit how to know the difference between her dumping you because she's fallen out of love with you and when she's dumping you out of frustration or hurt because she feels that you don't love her anymore. See, usually when a woman dumps you or wants a break, it's because she has lost attraction and ultimately has fallen out of love with you. And usually the overall reason a woman has lost attraction is due to a man's weakness. Now, this weakness could fall into several categories, but overall, it's a man's perceived weakness. And I say perceived because it's her perception of it, whether it's reality or not. So when you beg and plead, you're basically just confirming to her, yeah, he's weak, I'm making the right decision. If she had any nagging doubts prior to pulling the trigger on the breakup, you've just relieved her of any of those doubts. Now she feels good about her decision to walk away from you, and you've just significantly lowered any chances of her return. But coach, what if she wants me to fight for her and really show her how much I love her? Well, a woman leaving you because she feels that you don't love her enough is much rarer than a woman falling out of love with you. But it does happen. Sometimes a woman will break up with you because she feels that you don't love her anymore. I remember a few years ago, I was dating this girl and somehow we got on the topic of fighting for someone who you love after a breakup. And I told her that a man should never fight for a girl who's walking away from him. She asked me, if you're not supposed to fight for a girl that you love, then when should you fight for her? And I responded, only when she's fighting for that man just as hard. So if a woman is breaking up with you because she doesn't feel that you love her and you truly do, then it's okay for you to fight for her. But how do you know if that's the reason, if she's not blatantly telling you? Well, you should know if you've been too aloof and cold or if you've been too needy and clingy. But there's a way to tell if you're not completely sure. Now, if she's quite emotional when she's ending it, crying and such, then chances are she really doesn't want to end it, but she feels that she has no other choice. However, if she's rather cold, she's dressed down and keeping her distance from you physically, if it's in person, then chances are she's already checked out of the relationship. In the case of her being emotional and you don't want to end it either, then I suggest that you make it known that you do, in fact, love her and you want to work it out. But you also want to put some emotion into it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you start crying by any means, but you also want to be sure that she knows that you're serious and that you're willing to put in the effort to show her. But if she's cold and rather matter of fact, with her breaking up with you, while it's fine to tell her that you don't want the breakup and you would like to work it out, I don't recommend that you say anything more past that. Or you could just respond with, okay, or get in touch with me if you have a change of heart. But whatever you say, don't say more than that. Just walk away, assume you won't hear from her again, and never contact her again. And if you handle it this way, and if there's any doubt in her head about this breakup while she's doing it, chances are that you'll be hearing from her because your aloof, indifferent response to her breaking up with you will completely just scramble her brain. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And I really appreciate it when you guys do this because it really helps me out. So I appreciate it. But you also want to keep in mind that girls have egos, and handling it this way will really confuse them when you're not fighting to keep her. Just as I mentioned, women also hear the old, you must fight for her if you love her. But when you don't fight for her, it's going to make her question everything. She might be saying to herself, wait, he didn't even fight for me. Maybe he wasn't into me as much as I thought. Maybe he wasn't that weak, lovesick puppy dog that I thought he was. Maybe I just made a huge mistake. And then this is when she begins reaching out with a raised attraction. And if you handle that right, she'll most likely be your girl again, in time. Okay, so don't beg and plead, but what about a calm, logical argument on why she's making a mistake by dumping you? By doing this, you're still putting her on a pedestal and conveying the message to her that you need her. Women don't like being needed by a man, despite what you may have heard or seen in the movies. Though they do love being wanted by a man that they're attracted to, but never needed by that man. The reason why is because women date up. And when you communicate that you need her, it makes her feel like she's dating down. This is also why being rather indifferent to her breaking up with you makes you more attractive to her again. You're acting like the prize, and girls dig that. So overall, that's exactly how you want to handle this. See yourself as the prize. This is not arrogance, but confidence in your value as a man. And if you keep that attitude with all women, you're always going to have far better success with them because, like I said, women date up. They want the prize. They want to be the girl who caught herself a catch. Now, you should be able to back that up and actually be the prize, but that's a topic for another video. So if a girl wants to end the relationship with you, it's not that you pretend that you don't want her. It's that you show her that, hey, that sucks, but I can replace you. And it's really as simple as that. Just go into no contact from there. Focus on yourself and improving yourself. Be social with friends. Meet and date new girls. And chances are she'll be back, just as long as you didn't completely blow it during the breakup. And even if she doesn't come back, you're improving. You're having a good time. You have options with other women. So you shouldn't care all that much. And it's only a matter of time before a new beautiful woman wants to be a part of your life. And the funny thing is, it's when you don't care whether or not she comes back that women tend to come back. So if you found this video worthy of a donation, you can find a link to my PayPal or Bitcoin wallet address in the description down below, or simply tap on the super thanks icon just below this video. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.